Here in Cincinnati, we have a fun little event that happens every couple of years. It's called Blink. The city gets filled with huge light installations, glowing art projects, and super fun activities. It's a 3-day-long event that starts as soon as it gets dark outside. To kick it off, there's a big parade full of fun lights, unique art, and some dancing. And this year, I'm going to be in that parade. Usually I'm just an observer watching from the sideline. But I thought, why not put myself out there as my business in front of all the people doing cool things? I mean, I make a ton of really fun and cool things all year round. Why not show it off a little? But I said that a couple months ago. The event is in 9 days, and I haven't started anything yet. My goal was to create some costumes of ladies floating around and twirling as we walk down the parade. The costumes essentially would touch the ground and hide their feet and make it look like they are floating as they are walking. Lights would go down on the sides of their costumes, and each person would get some kind of fancy headdress or prop that I've already made. My original plan for the dresses and how I was going to make them was to use balloons, essentially that would wrap around each person and they would go straight to the floor and it would hide their feet so that it looks like they're floating as they're walking. But I started doing some research and I have a couple concerns when it comes to doing this with balloons themselves. I think my biggest issue is the fact that transporting 10 to 12 balloon skirts in a small car it's not doable. Like, I can't put 10 balloon skirts in my car. It just won't work. They won't fit. My second issue is, what if they pop as we're walking and then half your dress is not inflated anymore, and that just seems like a big old problem. Well, instead of sleeping last night, I spent a good portion of my evening trying to think about how I could put this together in a much better way. And I think I've got 2 ideas that I think could work. First idea is to create a kind of bubble umbrella shape with some wire. Place fabric over that and then drape lights down it. My second idea is to create essentially a long hoop skirt. Ribbons would go down the side to hold each hoop. The hoops would be made out of small foam rolls and lights would go over the ribbon. Then maybe I'd cover that with tulle to make it look more like a ghostly figure, because the whole thing is called phantom figures. I went to the store this morning and got things to try both ideas. I'm kind of leaning on the second idea more. It just seems easier, and I literally only have 9 days to do this, and I'm probably going to take out a couple of those days because it's the weekend. So I got started by putting the foam rolls together in big, large circles. One super big one for the bottom, and one that would hit somewhere around my knees. Okay, so I know this looks really messy right now, but that's because it's very roughly put together. So I think I was onto something when it comes to the foam bottom, because if I just connect this to the end of the tulle skirt, then I'm able to make the ring around and it looks like it's floating, and I think that's gonna work. And all I have to do is essentially just pin that in with pins. And then I have these lights, they were already here. This might not be what I use. I only have 2 strands of these, so I have to get more. But then I can just kind of lay lights throughout the skirt. And then I can just take different tools, so I'm using white and a blue to make it look a little bit more ghostly. This is what we're gonna go with. I think it's gonna work. I'm gonna have to redo this a little nicer, but I think we have a winner. So I'm changing my whole plan. Basically, I took a day to think about this a little bit more, and it's just not sitting well with me. The skirt that I made it's not hitting the way that I want it to, and I feel like there's no real way to fix it other than to make the skirts poofier with more tulle, and I'd have to spend more money on the tulle, and realistically, my budget's not that high for a parade. But it did make me think that I do have stuff that I've already made, a lot of it, and all of the people who will be walking with me in the parade fit those items. Yes, I will need to make extra things to go with those items, but that's a lot less stress to me, I think, than actually physically making all these skirts, making tops for all the skirts. I think this is going to be easier. 90% of the outfits are mostly done by just pulling stuff out of the closet over there. The idea that we're going to move forward with is this. So the whole thing is called phantom figures, like I said before. And really, I just need to have people dressed up as things, the phantom figures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dress each person up in a themed outfit. And luckily, I have more than 10 themed outfits sitting over there. So each of us will wear a costume that I've already made before. Okay, let's talk about the easiest one first, the big red hat. One of my favorite things I've ever made. She's going to wear a full bodysuit, fully covered in rhinestones. and it's nothing I actually have to make because she already owns all of it. Next up, the Candy Phantom. I'm going to give her a big, fun, glowing unicorn sword, and tons of little candy pieces to go all over her outfit. Then we have 3 costumes for our tiniest phantoms. I'm going to reuse the fairy costume I made for this session on the mushroom. I just need to remake the wings. Next, I need to make a floral skirt with big floral pieces popping off of it. She will also have a big foam floral staff to walk with. Then we have the Fire Phantom. I have a red dress in the studio that I've never used for anything. It actually is the perfect size for her, so I'm thinking I'm going to try and make it into some kind of fire phantom princess. I'm not really sure. I'm not done working out this idea yet. Next, we have the bodycon puff dress. For this, I'll add lights to the bottom of the tulle and make her giant silver butterfly wings, and then rhinestones literally anywhere we can. This one I think will be super fun. She will have on black leather leggings under this white dress, iridescent wings, and a crown that says Ice Queen. This costume will need a white dress, the mushroom staff I already have, and some cute face paint to go along with it. And then me. I'll use this gold dress, but I think I'm suffering from decision fatigue because I have literally no idea what to do with this outfit. I'll probably grab something last minute and call it done, along with the 3 other outfits that I'm struggling to come up with things for. I think it's time to go ahead and start knocking out some of these little tiny pieces that need to go with everything, and then some of these I actually need to physically make, like the flower skirt. I need to make that, and like a couple other things I need to like actually make before I can make their accessories. So let's jump into that and get that done. I was just so focused on getting all of these tiny details done and done fast. I felt like it went so fast and I don't really know what I actually made here. But the problem here is that they're all very different, and that's fine, but I feel like we should have some sort of togetherness look about us. So I'm thinking that to make us look like we all sort of belong to each other, I need to make several pairs of wings. And if you're not new here, you know how much I hate that. You know I don't love making wings, even though I love putting wings on people. Thankfully, I have a bunch of wings that I already have made in the studio and can refashion to fit for different things that I need. However, I still have a bunch of them that I have to make, and wings are not a fast process. But somehow I got it all done. We packed up and headed to the starting point of the parade. We got makeup on and rhinestone up for basically everybody. I'm pretty sure the news even caught me dumping a giant bottle of glue down all the sides of my arms. If you happen to have that video, I would love to see it. Eventually, we were all lit up and ready to go. Each one of us looked so fun, and I love seeing all of these costumes in action together. That was an obnoxious amount of work for one evening. Mind you, I am always going to get myself into situations like that because I am what you call an overcommitter. But I would like to give a huge thank you to everybody who walked with me and helped me celebrate the whole evening by walking in the parade. That was really cool. And I would like to give an extra big thank you to Stephanie, who helped me create everything down to the very last second before we walked out of the studio and into the parade, which I didn't film any of because I forgot. If you're in the Cincinnati area, let me know if you attended Blink and what your favorite thing was for that weekend. I'm interested to know. And I'm gonna go take the biggest nap ever because I'm tired now from all of that, and Blink was like a 3-day festival in one evening. So I'll see you next time.